Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to check out the brand new Tab A1 Plus from TCL. This is a budget-friendly tablet that offers us a lot of features for the money that we're spending. And of course, what we're getting here is a large 12.2 2.4K display at 120 Hz, an 8,000 milliampere battery, obviously quad speakers in there, expandable storage, and even more functionalities built into this tablet. And of course, TCL prowess when it comes down to display technology, because again, TCL is known for their displays. So without further ado, this is TK and this is the TCL Tab A1 Plus. Let's check it out and see what makes it so special. Like and subscribe, make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified whenever we have new videos for you on the channel. So what I have in front of us is the packaging. This is the Tab A1 Plus from TCL. There are other tablets obviously that TCL makes. This one is a budget-friendly focused experience. We have a single camera on the back and a single camera on the front. We have a 12.2-inch 2.4K display at up to 120 Hz with a 3:2 aspect ratio. When we take a look at the actual back, it's beautifully machined. We have a single camera, an LED flash here on the back, the volume rocker and the power button, as well as an SD card, and we'll talk about that in a second. We have the TCL moniker on the bottom. And as I mentioned to you guys, we have the power button, the volume rocker, one of the microphones. We do have an SD card expansion here. This one does come with 128 gigs of internal storage, expandable with an SD card. It is absolutely very clear when you're looking at it from the top. The 6.7 millimeter thickness here with the metal body that we have on this tablet is absolutely leveraging everything that we want. It's a large, thin tablet that gives us great stereo speakers. And one of the things I can see here, even with the SD card option that we have in here, it's very, very thin. Of course, just for comparison, this is the iPhone 17 Pro, just so you can see how much even this is thinner than that. And you're getting obviously a much larger display, a high refresh rate, and an experience that when you buy the pen, you're, by the way, able to pick up the pen directly off of Amazon. You're able to actually leverage writing on here, taking notes, drawing, and doing many, many things with this tablet that typically you'd expect to pay somewhere around the $600 to $800 for a tablet that even supports this functionality. So we're definitely not going to get disappointed with the TCL Tab A1 here, the Plus model that I have, especially when it comes to thickness, functionality, and versatility. And again, it is very nice, very compact, easy to use, easy to customize, and really thin. On the left side, we can see the USB-C port here, and of course, this is going to be powering the 8,000 milliampere battery that we have in here, charging it at up to 20 watts. Now, there is no charger in the box for the most part, and also, if you notice here that the USB port is kind of positioned more closer to the bottom of the actual, or the back of the tablet than it is to the front, so it's just something to keep in mind. But two of the quad speakers that we have here. On the bottom, pretty much a clean slate, and then left side, we basically have the two other speakers. But basically, quad speakers here supporting that beautiful 12.2-inch 2.4K display. So jumping into the settings real quick, we'll go into the settings tab here. This is running Android 16 out of the box, just for reference, and it is running TCL UI 9.0. The model number is, or essentially is, this is the TCL Tab A1 Plus. We have 6 gigs of RAM built in. I am leveraging 10 gigs from the internal storage, as we talked about the fact that we can also expand that storage with up to, well, using an SD card. Now, when we're talking about the display, it's 120 Hertz, 2400 by 1600. The cameras that we talked about here, again, pretty much just a budget-friendly experience. Front facing is 5 and 8 megapixel on the back. Both are going to be able to give us 1080p 30 frames per second. 8,000 milliampere as far as the battery that we have in here, supported with the 20-watt wire charging. Of course, we talked about the Qualcomm Snapdragon 4 Gen 2 is the processor in here, providing us the experience. And again, Android 16 launching with basically what TCL is using is the TCL UI 9.0. Model number 9445X is here, and that's what we have as far as the support. On the settings section, pretty much tablet UI. You are able to obviously use it in any orientation. We have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth connectivity. There is no mobile connectivity on the model that I have. Wallpaper, home style, display configuration, sound, notification. Battery does allow us to actually change different profiles. We do have a performance profile for when you want to be able to jump into some gaming. Although I will say this is primarily going to be for light gaming. Again, we're talking about the Snapdragon 4 Gen 2. So looking at the experience, kind of tailored towards the budget-friendly experience there. But we do have a performance mode. Smart Manager, storage configuration. Again, we do have built-in 128, expandable with an SD card. Applications, advanced features. You can also jump in here and look into the sidebar, the quick gesture, the power button, screen recording, center space. Yeah, when you're doing videos, they'll be able to at least crop in and allow you to be centered in the actual shot. Security, privacy, location, safety and emergency, account, digital well-being, of course, for configurations, Google account login. This is a global model. And of course, system status. I did receive one update since I've received it. On the left side, we have access to the Google Feed. Again, pretty much tailored to work with the tablet format. And I like about the fact is that you can actually also just basically reorient it depending on your orientation. So turning it over sideways makes it into a little bit more of I guess, digestible, but it's basically 2 panels. And if you go sideways, go back into the standard form, you go into the 3 panel because we have the real estate and we're able to use it. Swiping back takes us to the home screen. You're able to actually access the app drawer, just jumping back and coming back here. Very straightforward. Some of the cool new features from the Tab A1 Plus obviously is circle to search and some of the functionalities that we get from Gemini. Example, let's say we open up this article. This one is AI powered search. You can press and hold the little bar on the bottom if you're using gestures. Open up Gemini, summarize this article for me. And just like that, the article is summarized. You get a smaller, more concise configuration. And of course, you can still actually interact with Gemini and still see the article on the left side, making it very nice. And of course, at the end of the day, just in case you want to, if you ever want to copy it, share it, or just give it a feedback, you are able to do that. And it works very nicely. And it's one of those really nice configurations that you're able to do. You may not expect this in a tablet of this price point. And of course, with the features that we're getting here, you're always going to get more than what you're expecting. So if we go into the actual tabs here and we actually select the option of PC mode, PC mode enables us to switch the UI of the tablet into a format that's more like a computer. And what I mean essentially is, you'll notice first and foremost is the launcher changes. You're getting more of a flat kind of almost Windows-like experience at the bottom here. We have a home, recent application, and of course back. We have the ability of exiting from here on the left side. Access to a few applications, an example would be Chrome, but you can also access the full applications that we have directly into the system. And what I like about them is the fact that they launches applications in pop-up or in windowed mode by default, which allows us to actually launch multiple applications at the same time. Let's go ahead and go in here. I'm going to bring this up and put it up to here a little bit to the left, and I can go in here. Let's say I want to open up YouTube. YouTube will pop up again as a configuration the way we have it here. You can able to jump into subscriptions, change the different format, change the sizing of the actual experience here, move it up here. You can even bring it in a little bit. I think Netflix does not allow me to go smaller because it is by 16:9 aspect ratio. But I can open this up, I can open Netflix, I can open up Instagram, other applications, and interact with all of them at the same time. And I can minimize them the way I would normally minimize applications. I can also expand them, go in, open them up, and bring them back the way I want them to be there. You can see here some of my friend Juan Carlos, of course. And I can add other applications. If you want to be able to check your notifications, you have access to them right here. You can access the actual calendar, the battery level, the Wi-Fi configuration will launch directly. Let's go ahead and minimize here. I'll bring this in and I'll click the Wi-Fi. It brings up the notification here, or the settings. You're also able to configure the volume, set up the volume, and set it up to the level that you want. If you're done with this and you want to go back to standard mode, just hit the exit button, and that takes you back to the standard format or the standard UI on the TCL A1 Pro. But let's go ahead and do real quick, jumping into the camera application. We have video, photo, pano, and then of course stop motion to be able to create stop motion videos in here, which is definitely very nice and a unique feature that you're able to do. But from a video experience, jumping into the settings real quick, 1080p 30 frames per second at 16:9 aspect ratio is going to be the best resolution that we're able to do. Now we're using the front-facing camera. Now the main resolution is going to be here, basically 1080p 30 frames per second, and that's going to be matched from the sensor that we have on the back. This is a good example what the audio and video sounds like. I didn't go outside. This is a tablet. From all intents and purposes, this is intended to be used indoors for enjoying content. But if you are going to jump in on a video call, this should be a good example what the video and the audio sound like coming in from the tablet. So let's go ahead and switch over to the main sensor on the back in case you want to be able to catch any casual videos while you're using it. Switching it over to the main sensor on the back, but this is again 1080p 30 frames per second is the maximum resolution. You're able to go down to 720 or 480, but again, for best performance, obviously I would go with the main sensor on the back for always better experience. Also, we have an LED flash here that gives you the ability of actually illuminating your subject. In case you want to be able to take some pictures and some videos, this is basically just going to be, I'd say, general usage. The tablet itself, it really features a lot of powerful experiences for content consumption. But for content creation, this should be a good example of the audio and video coming in from the main sensor on the back. Now, I'm pretty sure one of the things we all want to know is how do the speakers on this tablet sound? We have quad speakers built in, 2 on each side. We're going to go to volume at 100%. And of course, as you can see here, it shows 200% as far as the maximum. So there's the regular blue line in here. Let's go with plus, and then it goes all the way up to 200. And of course, you're still able to customize the experience on the audio and the notifications on your tablet. But let's go ahead and start. This is Alex Scrindo Jumbo by NCS Release, just at our favorite spot.
Jack it up.
I definitely have to say loud enough, very nice, very pronounced. Again, quad speakers built in here to this beautiful 12.2 inch, basically 2.4K display. 120 hertz refresh rate, absolutely fantastic when it comes down to the experience of enjoying content. Now we go into the settings section, we directly go under the display section. First and foremost, we can select a different dark mode or light mode, depending on your preference. Of course, you have the ability of customizing the eye comfort, the reading mode, and of course we have Next Vision configuration built in here. And this gives us the ability of using some of that technology that obviously TCL is known for. You can turn it on for the enhancement, you can turn on for video enhancement, image enhancement, and game enhancements configured in here. And it gives you a little bit of an example of how the colors are going to be basically represented here. TCL is well known and loved for their TVs, and they're bringing this technology to the Tab and allowing us to have this in a more affordable, of course, approachable, large form factor, high refresh rate display with Next Vision, which allows us to have great colors and great image representation. And as you see in there with the sample that I'm showing you guys, some really good, beautiful colors coming in from that video that we're playing off of from Netflix. It's really nice to be able to enjoy content on this, as this is designed at its core to give you a great watching experience. Large format display, high refresh rate, quad stereo speakers, and great sound. That gives us access to be able to access the applications, shortcuts. You can customize it, add different things like the screen recorder, screen capture, all of those things. But let's talk about the fact that this is something that you'd want to be able to enjoy on a video. Let's say this is one of my favorite shows, the Demon Slayer, of course. And of course, you can see here the angles at where the content plays very, very nicely. And I'm actually going to go ahead and turn off the light. Let's go ahead and pause this. And I just want to focus on the fact of how beautiful the colors are on this display. So you can see it right here. It's playing back, and the lighting effect is actually coming straight from it. You can go sideways, you can go forward, you can go down. The angles, or the viewing angles on here, are absolutely fantastic. The colors are very, very good. And I think the overall performance that you're going to get here is TCL level performance when it comes to their displays and their TVs. The processor on this device is the Snapdragon 4 Gen 2. It's a mid-range, more of a budget mid-range type of an experience. So what we're looking here as far as a single core and multi-core in standard profile mode is 742 and 1858. When you go into performance mode, we jump up a little bit to 843 to 2026. A great year, since that's the when the video is coming out. Total coincidence, by the way. But that kind of gives you the understanding and at least the appreciation of that this is not going to be a gaming powerhouse. This, by far, I feel like it's more focused on giving you kind of a casual gaming type of an experience. So in Call of Duty, 60 frames per second is the maximum resolution I was able to get. I was not able, unfortunately, to go beyond 60, but the display can go up to 120. So depending on the game, some of them may actually support that resolution. I installed Dead Cells, Call of Duty Mobile, and of course, Street Fighter 4 CE. This is a Netflix game as well as Dead Cells. Under settings, we go under graphics, and you can see here max is the highest resolution, and medium is as far as the best resolution you're able to get here. The TCL Tab A1 Plus is an absolutely feature-packed tablet. We're talking from integrating all of the Google services into it. As we saw, we got Gemini, Circle to Search, summarizing, using standard Gemini, we're using the power button in there. You're also able to obviously use PC mode, which is something that is, I would say, probably unique in this price range, because this is, again, a budget tablet that's featuring a PC desktop mode. Meaning if you pair a keyboard and a mouse, you're going to get that UI that typically we'll see on more expensive, I'll probably say Samsung tablets in there. Some of the stuff in here are absolutely great, especially with the multi-window functionality and the ability of basically just entering and exiting the mode whenever you want on the tablet without having to project it somewhere else. So I like those features. I love the fact that it's a large display. The refresh rate is great. The battery size is great. I also like the quality of the high resolution there. If you're looking for a gaming tablet, I probably would say you may want to look into something a little bit more powerful along the lineup of what TCL is offering, because at the end of the day, the Snapdragon 4 Gen 2 is a great budget-friendly processor, but it doesn't provide a lot of the power that maybe a tablet that is designed for gaming. Casual gaming, no problem. You saw there with Call of Duty, you was able to play the game, enjoy it. If you're able to connect the controller to it, the wireless one, you'll get an even bigger experience, because then you don't have to put your hands on the display. So there's a lot of things you could do there. Then the cameras, of course, I would have wished that it would be able to give us higher resolution video than obviously just 1080p, but we have to keep in mind the price point, the target audience, and of course, what the capabilities of the processor is going to be able to give us in there. So 1080p 30 on the front and on the back was actually pretty decent. And for casual images here and there with good lighting, you shouldn't have too much problems there. I think it'll do very nicely there. And of course, I want to say thank you very much to TCL for allowing me to check out this tablet, and of course sponsoring this video. The opinions and the information I'm sharing with you guys in this video is after me using this tablet for over 2 weeks. So it's definitely provided me a very good experience and a unique experience to see what the Tab A1 Plus can offer, and hopefully you guys could see that as well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.